Hi, I'm Susie Garden, and this is the Ageless and Awesome podcast. I'm an age-defying naturopath and clinical nutritionist, and I'm here to bust myths around women's health and aging so that you can be ageless and awesome in your 40s, 50s, and beyond. The Ageless and Awesome podcast is dedicated to helping women through perimenopause and menopause with great health, a positive mindset, and outrageous confidence. Hit subscribe or follow now, and let's get started. Hello, gorgeous one, and welcome to Q&A Thursday with me, Susie. This week's question is from Jillian from Perth, and she asks, do I need to do a detox? I keep seeing ads for detox powders and things like that. And do I actually need to do one, or is this a scam? You know what? When I worked in corporate before I'd done any kind of study in natural medicine, I always thought that detox was a bit of a scam because our body knows how to detox. And this is true. This is actually true. But the thing is, not that long ago in our human history, we didn't have processed foods, we didn't have mass agriculture with lots of pesticides or the levels of pollution that we face today. And so we are really exposed to toxins at a level way more than our body was ever designed to deal with. And so we have detox pathways, primarily the detox you tend to hear about in those ads for things like the detox drinks and powders, etc., are liver detox. And liver is a big part of our detoxification system, but also it's our kidneys, it's our digestive tract, it's our lungs, it's our lymph, it's our skin. Skin is in fact, I think, the largest organ of detoxification. It's certainly, I think, our largest organ. And the thing is, we have all of these organs of detox. Hopefully I've remembered to manage to remember them all. But they haven't really evolved fast enough to keep up with the increasing toxic load that we're exposed to on a daily basis on our environment. And, even things like a newborn baby today can have up to 200, this is terrifying, up to 200 different chemicals in their cord blood. That's crazy. And it's because of all of the pollutants and toxins that we are exposed to in our lives. So how do you know if you need to do a detox or not? Okay. Well, when the body's natural detoxification systems are overloaded, we begin to experience certain symptoms. And this can be things like fatigue. But, when you're perimenopausal, you can be fatigued. Food allergies or intolerances, skin issues like rashes or itchiness that you can't explain from anything else, weight gain, or even the inability to gain weight, IBS, constipation or irregular bowel movements, your immune system, you might just keep getting sick, headaches, other body pain, hormonal imbalances, mood swings, depression, anxiety, irritability, trouble sleeping, low sex drive, sugar cravings, like all of these things can be symptoms of needing some support for detoxification. But also, a lot of these things can just be issues on their own. So you just got to kind of have a look at what you're experiencing, what you're feeling in your body, but also, what is your exposure to toxins like? Do you fill up the car with petrol all the time? Are you in a job where you're handling FPOS receipts a lot? They're known to secrete chemicals that interfere with your hormones. Do you have a lot of packaged foods? Do you microwave in plastics? All of this stuff. Do you wash your clothing and your sheets and your towels when they're brand new? Or do you wait till you wear them or use them once before you start washing them? All of these things have chemicals in them. So it's really important to listen to your body and see if perhaps you do need a little bit of extra support. Because the symptoms that I mentioned, that they're all symptoms of inflammation. And it's important to keep that inflammation under control. And doing a gentle detox. I do a detox with every single one of my clients that goes through the Glow protocol. And this is something that you can do at home. You don't need any special powders. Sometimes, again, depending on what your exposure is, have you had a lot of alcohol? Have you had a lot of drugs, where they're prescription drugs, over-the-counter drugs, recreational drugs? All of these factors will be taken into account if you're doing like a formal detox protocol with a naturopath or nutritionist or other healthcare professional. So this is not individual advice. I always like to make that clear. This is just general advice. I'm not taking into account anyone's particular circumstances. So, I just do like to make that really clear. But the main things that we're looking at when you're looking at doing some sort of detox protocol is that you're addressing the majority of your detoxification pathways. So I mentioned a whole bunch of them before. And the main one that you do here with regard to those powders is liver. And what you can do to help support your liver is to give it the nutrients that it needs to do its job properly. And so having things like sulfur-containing veggies, like your garlic, broccoli, kale, cauliflower, those cruciferous type of veggies. You can just Google cruciferous veggies and they'll give you a whole bunch of veggies that are really supportive for the liver. If you have thyroid issues, it's really important that you cook those cruciferous veggies before you eat them. Otherwise, you can have them raw if you don't have thyroid issues. That would support the liver. Also, antioxidants. So lots of richly colored fruits. So like your dark berries, things like that are really good for also supporting liver and supporting detox. Drinking lots of water, because if we are wanting to improve the detoxification through the liver, the liver, actually, the kidneys, the digestive tract, then definitely we want to drink water. There's some new information, new paper published, I think it was last week or the week before, certainly super recently, talking about the fact that sweating is a fantastic way to support detox. So we know how popular saunas are at the moment, infrared saunas, Finnish saunas, which are your more traditional ones, that anything that promotes sweat will help detox through the skin. And again, you need to drink lots of water to support that kind of detoxing. So they would be the main things: improving or increasing rather your ingestion of liver supporting veggies, antioxidant fruits, increasing your water. Remember, my water calculation is always 35 mils per kilogram of body weight as a minimum, but you can increase that as well. Doing some sauna work would be great. Another thing is some dry body brushing. That just helps with your lymphatic flow. It stimulates that lymphatic flow to bring any sort of toxins that are in the peripheries in particular into the main part of the body where it can be detoxified and removed from the body. So doing dry body brushing is fantastic. Just always, there's no specific technique that I can demonstrate on an audio thing like this podcast, but just as long as you're brushing towards the heart, you will be doing the right thing, essentially. And you can just use something that just has a very mild stimulating effect. So you would have seen dry body brushing. You can buy gloves that can do the same thing. That's always really helpful. Know that when you do a little bit of a detox program, that it can make you feel a little unwell. It can make you feel unwell. So be kind to yourself, practice some self-care, rest, do it at a time where you don't have to be anywhere, or do anything where you can just do some just nice self-care. Maybe go and have a massage. That will help with that lymphatic detoxification. Also, in terms, the other part of it, as well as ingesting all of these beautiful, healthy, nourishing foods in, you also want to make sure you're avoiding foods that will bring toxins into the body. So don't microwave in plastics. And you'll see now, I noticed at the supermarket from about a few years ago, it's now really easy to buy glass storage containers instead of plastic. So they do still have plastic lids, obviously, but those plastic lids, as long as they're not touching the food, it's not going to be a problem. So avoiding eating out of those takeaway plastic containers. What else? Things like, as I said before, washing brand new clothes, towels, sheets, so you're not absorbing chemicals through your skin. And also just practicing maybe even a bit of a digital detox so that you're clearing the mind a bit, improving your relaxation. That is all going to be helping to support detoxification in the body. So I hope that's been helpful. I mean, there are some fantastic herbal detox powders. I would always kind of talk to a naturopath or a nutritionist about that. If you're getting it from a health food store, then you can talk to there's usually a naturopath or nutritionist on the floor that will help selecting something that's actually good and good quality, and not something that's just really a bit of a rip-off. But yeah, I hope that's been helpful. If you've got any questions about detox, please let me know. I personally like to do a bit of a detox maybe twice a year. I tend to do one around this time of year and also around January, just to kind of, get rid of any of those little bad habits that may have crept in, especially when it comes to food. And so I hope that's been helpful, Jillian. That's answered your question. I would love to hear some more questions from you guys, so please feel free to send them in to me. You can message me at Susie Garden Wellness. If you're on Spotify, you can message me through the podcast or send me an email, hello@susiegarden.com. Have an awesome rest of your week, and I will see you next Tuesday. Thanks so much for joining me today on the Ageless and Awesome podcast. If you liked today's episode, please make sure you click the little plus button if you're on Apple Podcasts, or the follow button if you're on Spotify, so that you can get each new episode delivered to you every single week. If you like free stuff, and who doesn't, then head over to susiegarden.com and grab my 8 essential age-defying secrets every woman over 40 should know right now. Or if you'd like to continue the discussion, head over to Instagram and DM me at Susie Garden Wellness. I'd love to connect with you.